right there, glasses, pin. Yeah.
Yeah. My daughters had just introduced me to this world anime and all the actors and how, you know, who's doing what. Since you have something that's already predestined, you can't do the Robert De Niro thing of looking at, you know, what's my motivation? What do you guys do to prepare?
Well, we really, I would say, well, we really don't. It takes improv helps to quickly develop. I mean, most of the characters, I go a lot on the way they look. You know, what would that person sound like to me in my head based on their physical appearance a lot of times. And then, of course, there's some descriptions of on the side of what their temperament is, so you can kind of get a tone and a level in your mind of what you might want to do. But basically, if you're wrong, the director's going to tell you to change it anyway. So, but yeah, I would say improv is probably what we do the most.
And try to have more than one take for them, so that if they want to go in a totally different direction, you have an option for them to choose from, and they can say, oh, go more that way, we like that. And also, I like to read a little bit.
Oh my gosh, you're sitting on your feet.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it just looks so uncomfortable. I love it.
Does it all the time.
I'm a yogi. And also reading as much as you can of what you got, so that you can get some continuity if you can get some.
Yeah, we don't usually get the script at all, so we don't read the script. And we just come in to do our part. And then, you know, of course, you have to fit it into the mouth movement, so it's a little bit difficult sometimes to get an acting performance out of it. I mean, we do our best. And it's kind of funny because on some shows, depending on the director, usually a new director, it's really funny with a new director. They'll make you do 1,000 takes, and then they'll end up going back to the way you did it the first time. Always.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're pulling your hair out like, wait a minute, you know, your voice is cracking and everything, and they always go back to your first take because it was like maybe your first instinct.
I'm guilty as charged of that. When I directed Girls Bravo, that was my first thing ever, and I got to the point where the actor's like, why don't you keep the first half of that since that worked? And come in for the back of it. Yeah, no, it's, I was going to say, I don't even get the script once I'm there looking at it. No. Yeah, so much of it is cold read, and the improv thing is true, but paradoxically enough, they don't want you improving. Like, the words are there on the page for a reason because they fit the flat, but it's that plasticity of mind that you get with having the improv skills. They want you to be flexible, but at the same time they want you to do exactly what's on the page. But if that doesn't work and you have to throw that out at a moment's notice, they don't want you to freak out like, what do you mean we're not doing these words anymore? Different words? Yeah. So it's this weird mix of like adherence to what is there plus being able to just like chuck it out at a moment's notice and go with something new if the flaps are totally different.
Yeah.
What was the question? Was there a question?
What do you do to prepare since we don't get scripts in advance?
Red Bull.
Red Bull. No, vocal. No, message has been received. Sorry. Vocal exercises. I don't know. I have this weird thing. I think it's kind of how all of us sort of work. Once I see the picture of the character, something happens in my mind and something clicks, and all of a sudden my voice knows what to do. I don't know. Whatever.